Well, it's just me on role-playing night. Hello, Dungeon Master's Guide. Are you ready to get nerdy with me? Oh, I'm ready to get nerdy with you. Check it out. I brought my 8-sided die. Why's the camera on? Sign off, why's the camera on? No, I didn't get the memo that we're moving up shooting production one day. Tuesday is my role-playing night. Roll the damn clip.
In 2013, a degenerate gambling puppet was sent to prison for fixing a fantasy football game. He promptly escaped to the fantasy football underground. He still survives as a fantasy football bookie. If you don't know who to start, if you don't know who to cut, and you have yourself a six-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon to give up, maybe you can hire Johnny Vegas.
Welcome to week 12. Seemed to catch me on role-playing night. Steinoff, Ixnay the book. Alright then. Welcome everyone. Welcome to week 12. We got some good news, we got some bad news for you. The bad news is we have our first elimination from the playoffs, and sad to say, it is our friends the Scobiaville Senators. They have been mathematically eliminated. Sorry to see you all go, but on the plus side, looks like you wind up being the #1 pick this week. As far as the other side of good news, it just so turns out that your friends and mine, the Rich Road Roughnecks, are still mathematically eligible. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But first, let's get started with this week's picks. Starting off this week, we have the aforementioned Senators going up against the Taylor Hollow Terror. Senators, I got to give you props. You tried your best. But sadly, you're not going to be making it into the playoffs this time around. The plus is, you're going to wind up with a good draft pick next year. I'm thinking you're going to go #1 overall. Going to be some good players out there. Good chance to rebuild for next season. Sadly enough, though, you're facing the Taylor Hollow Terror, who have just lost a great big match that could have claimed them the Central Division crown. Possibly could still get it, but at this point, seeming like a lost cause. And since they're mad, and since you're sad, Terror over Senators, 28 points, lock of the week. I am Tormach the Wizard. I cast a spell on you. Sorry, focus. Football, not fantasy night. Up next, we have the Roughnecks going up against Team Snicketapus. Now, here's the mathematics for the Roughnecks. They are hanging on by their fingernails to get into the playoffs this year. Now, to do so, two things have to happen concurrently. First and foremost, the Roughnecks have to win every single game going forward, which is 2 games. At the same time, the Vandals, who are next in line, have to lose both of their games. If the Vandals win a single game, it's all over. Vandals advance, Roughnecks are out. But if the Roughnecks win their next 2 games, and the Vandals lose their next 2, each team will have a similar division record, and will be 1-1 in the face-off. So that means it comes down to points. And right now, the Roughnecks are ahead of the Vandals in the points department. So if that happens, and the Roughnecks have more points than the Vandals like they do now, surprise, surprise, Roughnecks going to the playoffs. But this week they got a hard road ahead of them. They're facing Team Snicketapus, 2-game winning streak. Still hungry to possibly get their teeth into a title. They made the playoffs, but now they want blood. I don't know who to pick in this one. This was pretty close, so I went with a roll of a random die. That would be the 4-sided. Yeah, they make dice shaped like pyramids. And off of that random roll, I'm giving this one to Team Snicketapus by 1 point. Up next, we have a true clash of the Titans. They did it last week in the Central Division. We're going to do it this week in the Global. A-holes are going to take on the Slaughterhouse. Both teams are 8-3. Both teams are fighting for the top spot in the Global Division. And damn it, whoever wins this week is going to claim it outright. There will be no decisions, no discussions, winner take all. It's going to be a bloodbath. And when it comes to bloodbaths, you'd think I'd go with the Slaughterhouse. But you'd think wrong. Slaughterhouse ain't got it this time around. I've been watching their roster moves. Kind of smart on some occasions, kind of shady on the others. Tyrod Taylor? You give up Kirk Cousins for Tyrod Taylor? What the hell's wrong with you? With that kind of bad decision-making, and the a-hole's dominance that has been emerging all season, along with, dare I say, smart deciding of talent, I'm going to give this one a-holes over Slaughterhouse 8 points. I'm cramp.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Up next, we have the Thunder going up against the Vandals. Congratulations, Thunder. Last week you proved you a top dog in the Central Division, going 8-3 with a chance to finish in a double-digit win lead. Nice job. But this week you're going up against the Vandals. Vandals are crafty and clever, but they've also gone on a 2-game losing streak, and now they have to sweat every victory because of the Roughnecks' potential chance to knock them out of the playoffs. With that said, with the 2 losses and the Roughnecks over their heads, and the fact that you just got yourself the #1 seed in the Central, I'm going to give this one to the Thunder, 13 points. And finally, we come to a matchup that has no playoff implications and no lead implications. But damn it, it's going to be fun. We're talking about the Eden Extractors going up against the High-Die Hangman. And let me tell you something, both these teams have recently won and are looking really, really smart. I'm not sure which one to root for the most, but I definitely know which one's going to win. It's going to be the Hangman, because they pulled themselves up from the grave and threw the Senators down in the pit to take their place. So with that said, I'm going to give this one Hangman over Extractors 2 points. Well, that's all we got for this week. Kind of short, kind of brief, but I got to get out the door. I got me a lot of Thanksgiving feasting to get a hold to, and a certain grandmother who I'm going to be going over the river through the woods to check out, if you know what I mean. See ya next week. Woo! Now we done got that out the way, let's have some fun! Come on, Johnny, time to do the show.
Fuck off, Steinhoff, I'm doing picks.
Man, what the hell's he ever doing there?
Yes, yes. No, wait. Here come the terror. There go the terror. Here come the terror. There go the terror. Yes, all my picks are coming true.
Yeah, we might have plagiarized Edgar Allan Poe a little bit with this episode, but what's he gonna do? Rise up from the grave and... next week. Ah! I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. My monster from the slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. He did the monster mash.
This week's edition of the Johnny Vegas Show is brought to you by Red's Apple Ale, Pumpkin Spice Edition.
Good evening.
I thought you put the brake on the safety of the car. Gay!